Explain what you knew about what the media were like before the internet when you started this project, and what have you learned now?
Well, before we did this project, I didn't actually really know much about the media. Like, I knew the different types of media and how social media was very prevalent in our society today, but I didn't know that the media had different voices to it, and the purpose of media in portraying social justice.
Okay. Discuss how the media coverage of Birmingham was different from the coverage of Baltimore.
So in Baltimore, that's more, well, there's a lot of like live reports, it's basically controlled the events happening in Baltimore controlled the social media flow for like 2 weeks. There was a lot of blogs. You saw it everywhere. You saw it on TV. You saw it on blogs, forums, the news, and you heard it on the radio. And it was just a lot of coverage, and there was a lot of different opinions about it. As for Birmingham, that was just like what it was. There wasn't a lot of like opinions because there wasn't a lot of there wasn't like forums or blogs or anything, so there was no like opinions to it. It was just, this is what you see, this is what you get kind of thing.
But in Birmingham, it was also more biased too.
It was biased.
Especially since racism was very much alive.
Very much alive.
Do you think the modern coverage of injustice in our society is better or worse, and why?
I would say it's better today because, as we were just saying, back then it was biased. There was, in a lot of different cases, there was only one point of view, whereas even though that's still the case in sometimes today, but mostly when you read the newspaper or watch a news report on television, they'll give both sides of the story and try to get all the facts.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot better because there's a lot more opinions today, and there's a lot more like debates,
different points of view.
Right? And we see that today in our social media.
How do you think social media has changed the way that social justice issues are covered?
Well, there's a lot more opinions to it because of the internet. A lot of blogs, like a lot of social media websites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, there's a lot of like input. People have the chance to put in their opinions into a certain social justice social justice topic and event. So it's not just like one opinion, it's more open-ended and is debatable.
If you were covering the story today, what might you do differently, and why?
We would agree that it's important to try to get both sides of the story, try to research all the facts before we form our own opinions, and even though our own opinions will probably come through a story, just try to remain as unbiased as possible.
Okay. How might you display effective leadership in your media coverage?
Well, we would try to get more opinions into it. We would try to find deeper, deeper and more reliable sources. We wouldn't just cover one side of the story and then done with it. We believe that journalism is more like, here's the facts and here's how people view it, and we could also have an open-ended question to it. So we would try to find a voice to the voiceless.
As I've worked on this project, I've come to understand that media's role in society plays an outstanding role in creating and sharing public opinion.
Well, I believe that social media is like a mirror to our
society.
To our society. It reflects our mindset. It reflects our opinions. And it's basically like how we see the world now. So it's basically our way. It's like our news. So we have more control over it than how we did back in the 60s and 70s.
As I've worked on this project, I've come to understand that the media's role in society is, as Ashley said earlier, to provide a voice to the voiceless and gather all information to be made open to the public eye.